Hey, what's up, fellas? We're going to be talking RacePro with my main man, Joel Gao. Joel, thanks for joining us. You are the graphic designer on this game, RacePro. Is that right? Okay. Well, let me ask you right away. What are some of the features in this game? What distinguishes it from other racing games out in the market today?
RacePro is from the developer Simbin, and we've spent many years developing the most realistic racing games possible for PC, and now we're moving to Xbox. Basically, we're all about racing. Proper racing, realistic racing, close battles, and everything like that. You're racing as a professional race driver trying to work his way up. I mean, you start off in a Mini, and slowly you build your way up. So you get more contracts, better cars, and we also have things called stand-ins. Every so often you might be driving, a Caterham or one of the slower cars in the game. Still fun to drive, but not as exhilarating as the faster ones. And then someone might come along and say, we've got a Corvette C6 and we need a race driver for this race. And it's sort of a teaser to get you saying, this is what you'll have later in the game.
I know that some of the other games out in the market may not have a lot of the realistic damage and some of the things that you were talking about the tires, heating. Explain some of the things that make this game one of the most realistic racing games out there.
Basically, we model everything down to tire movements, suspension bump, ride height, adjustments, everything like that. Coming into corners, you can't crash into walls. You have to brake, take a proper racing line, as shown here, and move your way around the track like a real race driver would. And we have realistic damage, so you can't just go and ram into someone. If you hit someone, you're going to damage your car. You're not going to make it around the track. You're going to start veering off, wrong steering, everything like that. And we've done this just to bring the most realistic racing experience possible.
Now, with all this realism, would it be difficult for someone that may not be that familiar with racing games to pick up the title, or what's this learning curve going to be looking like?
Well, actually, it's not bad because we've made it so open that you can customize the game any way you want to have it. You can start off as a complete novice where we've got a career mode. We start racing the slower cars with all aids and things like this. And it really brings it down so even the most novice person can pick up the game and after a few laps can start really picking it up. We've also tried to keep our hardcore racers in the mix. So we want to have the full spectrum here. You can take cars with no aids whatsoever. You can modify all your suspension settings in amazing detail. Absolutely everything you could change on a real car, you can modify here, and it'll modify the car exactly how it would in real life. It'll start turning differently with all your settings that you've made. We want them to be able to drive like a racing driver. I chose this line because it shows where the real drivers would drive. So it shows you the real drivers will brake. They'll take the corner in about third gear, take around the corner, nice easy out, and you can see it changes colour and more power out.
Right.
We've chosen this because a static line is okay, but I mean, it'll adapt to what you're doing. It won't show you how to drive. And if you want to have really competitive races, you want to drive like a real driver. So we provide that by giving you this sort of racing line. And after a while, you pick it up, you learn it, and you can take the corners correctly, and you'll find you make faster lap times. We've got about 50 cars, 50 different models of cars. They're all grouped into different groups. We've got GT Pro, GT Club, GT Sport, Formula cars, Caterhams, production cars, everything you could really want. Any sort of series you want to race, you can race it. We have 13 tracks in game. They're all realistic tracks. Most of them are based off the World Touring Car Championship series. It's a series in Europe, obviously, based on sedan type cars turned into race cars. On top of that, we've got a few tracks like this one here is Laguna Seca, American Mazda Speedway. We've added that. We've got Macau is one of our feature tracks. Circuit de Pau, which is a racetrack in France, is exclusive to us. And also Porto in Portugal. One other track on top of that is Road America.
What is online play like in this game? Does this game have it, and how is it going to function?
Online play, we have support for 12 cars on full-on online racing. You can set it up however you want. It is really intense racing. If you have damage on the right settings, it's going to be intense. You can't sit there and you can't ram into people.
How good would I be at this game? You've seen my racing style.
We might need a couple of practice laps for that one.
Everybody wants to know, when's the game coming out? What consoles is it coming out for?
It's coming out exclusively for Xbox 360 and it's coming out at the start of 2009.